Hello everyone. I hope that you are all fine. I'm live. If you happen to be live or to be available, just join and just say where you are joining from. I'll wait for a few minutes. I will be back in a few minutes. Just let us know where you are joining from. Hello. So I'll wait for a few minutes to see if there is somebody joining. To see if there is somebody joining, then I will start. So today I want to talk about the science of getting rich. Um, this book, I came across it 2012. It is like how many years ago? Around 14 years ago. That is when I came across this book. I don't know it. Can you see it? The science of getting rich. It has been one of my favorite books, which I read over and over. I also have a collection of the other books from Wattles. He's one of my favorite authors, and he talks about one of the most famous books that many people maybe have heard about. It is The Science of Getting Rich, but he has many other books. And he wrote this book, it was 1910, I believe, when he wrote this book. And according to Wattles, there is a science to getting rich. Getting rich, it just don't happen. Uh, there is a science. People who are rich, it is because they follow a certain science. Like he says, it is like the way, like mathematics is like it is a science. Like when it is 1 plus 1, you have 2 as the answer. He also says that getting rich, it has a formula, and when you follow this formula, you always get rich. So Wattles, welcome, who is joining. I'm talking about this book, The Science of Getting Rich. I came across this knowledge or this wisdom found me in 2012. I think it is like 14 years now. And in this book, Wattles talks about richness, and he says that it is a formula. There is a formula to getting rich. Rich people don't just happen to be rich. There is a formula of getting rich. There is a certain way. Number one, he says that you have to act and think in a certain way. There are two main things he talks about in this book: acting in a certain way and thinking in a certain way. And he talks about a substance or the substance, and this substance, it is an invisible substance which permeates in whole of the universe, and it is a living substance, and it is an intelligence, and this substance, it is a thinking substance. And human beings, they have the ability to put a thought on that substance, and whatever they put, it comes on that um, substance in form of an image. And when that image is persistently put on that substance, it will manifest in the physical reality. So that is literally how you create things into the physical reality, because he talks of two ways of making money, of creating wealth. Number one, you can create wealth by what he called a competitive way, by being competitive, by working, by looking for money, that competitive way, or you can create money like you yourself, you create your wealth, and that is what that in that way, that is where you need to use that substance, that is the intelligence, that is God, that is what I believe. And when you press what you want, for example, in this book, there is an example. He gives a testimony of one student who followed his way or his science, and he said that young man was living in an apartment. It was cold. Uh, it was really not a good apartment, but he decided anyway he's going to try this science. So he went around in his apartment and he thought, what do I want? And he thought that he needed like a carpet, you know. So he used the formula that Wattles gives. So he saw in his mind that carpet the way he wanted. He pictured, he imagined it. And as he's doing it, because Wallace what to explain is when he is doing that, he is impressing that image on this substance, on this invisible substance that is all over in the universe. And by doing that, he did that every day. And for sure, in a few weeks, he had the carpet, just like as he wanted. Then he looked all around, he wanted some furniture, and he also did the same. And in one way or another, in a few weeks, he had the furniture. Then he thought he had not asked enough. Now he started asking for more, and he got like a new apartment. And he explained that that is the way of manifesting. So for me, when I talk about manifesting, although I have come across never coded, but this is like my way. This is the way my way the way I use. Even when I came like to Europe, when I came to Europe, because I came from from Africa, from Kenya a long time, I used to see myself, that image of myself in Europe. And even when I wanted like my mother to come to visit me, I could see her image like at my door, in Europe. And for sure she came. And also my brother, they did not have any problems with visas. And that is the way I have always used to manifest. So that is, I know there are other ways that people talk about manifesting, but this way of Wallace work, that is what I can really swear with, that works for me. And I have studied this like, I think, yeah, I have from 2012. You can see I have written so many notes. I read this book, I have another volume, like I read over and over and over. And I really resonate with this work of Wallace Wattles a lot. And he also talked about you having an intention. He talks about intention. Number one, you have to understand that money is everywhere. Money is everywhere. He explained it very, very well that abundance is everywhere. God do not have limitation of money. And when you are seeing that there is a limitation, that is why you come in an energy of competing. That is where competition comes from, or you feel like somebody is taking your opportunity, or you feel like somebody will take something that is yours. That is a competitive mind. That is somebody who is like having a lack mindset. But when you shift from a lack mindset, you will not feel as if somebody is taking something from you, because you will understand that in the universe there is everything. There is enough money for everyone. You will not be afraid to ask thousands, to ask millions, because you will start to understand that there is enough for everybody. There is no limitation of financial abundance. So he talks about you, first of all, working on what you believe about how much money there is, how much wealth there is. There is more than enough. There is an overflow. There is like an overflow. But if you don't understand that, you'll feel as if somebody is taking your opportunity. You'll feel as if you are behind. You'll feel as you need to take something from another. He explains that is why people even will misuse workers, and pay them less because they are in the competitive mindset. And also another thing he talks about is that this is the first place I had about, or I came to understand about oneness. If you don't understand that you are one with everything, that everything is coming from, it is coming from this invisible substance. Everything is created from this invisible substance. This invisible substance is the raw material. So if you don't understand, we are all one and everything is one. That is where that people will also feel as if somebody else is having and they are not having, because they are not understanding that they are one with that person and with everything, and they can get whatever they want also from that invisible substance. That invisible substance or that spiritual substance, it don't have limitations. It don't have limitations. So there is no limitation of money. There is no limitation of good things. So the intention that I was talking about, when you are doing something, come from a place that you want to help another, you want to better the life of another, come from that mindset. Because the invisible substance that is now that Spirit of God, it always wants to expand. It always wants to expand another. So when you start doing things with your intention in mind, being that I want to better another, I want to help another, I want to make another person's better. When you come, that is now a growth mindset. That energy or that invisible substance will always favor you, will always favor you. If you come with an energy of that you want to better someone, and then people around you will be you are going like that is how you are going like to increase in your life. That is how you are going to increase in your life. So this wisdom of Wattles, I have tried it, and even in my authentic program, the one that I have, I talk about this. I talk about Wattles because even those days I did not know of Never Guarded. I just came to learn of Never Guarded, and I also studied his work. But what I resonate with is Wattles. So if you want to get rich, understand that there is a science of getting rich. You have to start doing things in a certain way and you have to start thinking in a certain way. Thinking in a certain way and acting in a certain way. That is how you create wealth. Thinking in a certain way, it is you thinking of what you have, what you want, and holding that image in your mind. And using your will. He say how you can use your will. You use your will, not to force people. You use your will to hold that image in your mind until it become manifest in the physical reality. So how you use your will, you don't use your will to force people to give you money. No, you use your will to hold the image. For example, if it is a car you want, you use your will to hold the image of that car in your mind. You hold it until it become manifest. Okay, so bye and see you